video, we'll see 5 charts of lawyers. The first one will be lawyer-politician, we have a lawyer-sportsman, we have a lawyer-swindler, we have a lawyer who was involved in the human rights, and the last one is a lawyer who was into entertainment business, who was introducing the Spielberg into the Hollywood. So we have 5 chart of lawyers, and we will see what are the differences between these 5 charts, and hopefully we'll also learn few astrology rules by analyzing those charts. If you are brand new here, my name is rgendarz, and this channel is all about Vedic astrology in the tradition of Shirochitananda with the analytical research example-based approach. And now let's dive right into the video. Our first chart is of Lescano Yohny. He was the Peruvian lawyer and politician belonging to the Popular Action Party. He was also the congressman between 2001 until the dissolution of the Congress by Martin Vizcarra in 2019. From 2009 till 2011, he served as the Popular Action Party National Secretary General. He was the Popular Action presidential nominee in 2021 general election and placed 5th in an atomized race of 18 nominees. Here we have the chart where career life is a mix of a lawyer and politician. In this chart we have Arudha in the 3rd house, which is aspected by the Jupiter from the 10th house. So we need that Jupiter to be working in the law sector or academia, and we see that this Jupiter is also in the 10th house, and the 10th house is the house of career life. We have 2 Arudas here, one is in the Libra, one is in the Aries, and still the Aries is stronger, so even the Aruda in Libra will ultimately end up in the Aries or Mesha Rasi. So the Aruda in the Vedic astrology is the placement we hold in the society, which is our reference point of identification, how we identify ourselves and also how we are seen in the mind of others. So this is like a color, this is like a block of representation of us in others' minds, and a model we also push and promote in the society to gain success and as a base for our career life developments in society. We have also Moon and Jupiter aspecting the 10th house in the Navamsha, which is showing the source of income coming from both politics and law. And in the D10 we need the Moon in Artha Kona, which is 2nd, 6th and 10th in the Trikona, and Jupiter for teaching law. So we have Moon in 6th and Jupiter in 2nd house, very straightforward. And he started his law practice in 85 in Rahu Jupiter. Jupiter here would be the 5th lord, and in the next year he started teaching at the university in the 1986, and this was also in the Jupiter Antardasha of the 5th lord. In this chart we have a huge Raja Yoga. Raja Yoga is when Kendra and Trikona lords are together, so here we have the Kendra lord, 4th lord in the Lagna, and we have the 5th lord and 7th lord together joining, so we have 2 types of Raja Yoga, and they are related to the expansion when it comes to schools or universities or such places, and also giving a huge knowledge, and that being with the Sun, and the 7th lord was also giving a person who is dealing with public, dealing with others because of that 7th house, and Sun Mercury being the Buddha Aditya or Nipuna Yoga is giving that expertise, intelligence for the person. This is also in the 11th house from the Arudha Lagna, so this becomes the source of gains, and there's the Sun, so he will work in the government related positions. The second chart is very interesting because this is a mix of sportsmen now and a lawyer, and he was known for writing dozens of articles, so he is a very prolific author. So our analysis will focus on these points here. And later he became the professor law in California University. He was teaching the law and especially focused on the economics. So in this chart we see that 10 from Moon is that Saturn, which is giving the results of Venus, because the Venus is his Uchanata or Lord of Exaltation, because Saturn is an own sign, and the Venus and Mercury Sun are related to that 2nd house or resources, finances, economy. However, again the Aruda, so the position in the society is with the Jupiter, which is showing that one is working as a lawyer or as a teacher, working in academia and so on. And the 2nd and 11th from Arudha Lagna, which is showing the sustenance and gains, are aspected by this Venus and Mercury Sun Yoga, which is in the 2nd house, which may show resources or groups of people, and this is this economics, so he was a lawyer of economics, very closely related to this finances, dealings and so on. Now for sportsmen, we are expecting the Mercury and Mars yoga, so he has this Mercury in the martial sign, and also we see that in the Navamsha Lagna we have this Mercury in the Navamsha Lagna, but also the Sun and the Jupiter and the Moon, so there is also this political and the human rights. We also know that he became the director and chairman, so in the Dashamsa we have 10th Lord in the Lagna, the Sun, and then also we have the Sun, Mercury, Jupiter yoga for the same, and of course again Mercury in the martial sign, which is showing the being a sportsman. The Dashamsa Lagna is a Scorpio because 10th Lord from the Rashi, which is showing broadly how our career life looks. Here is in the 5th house, so when it is in the 1st, 5th and 9th, one is working with the knowledge, so as being a writer, writing a lot of articles, this is definitely the right Lagna. And also in the Navamsha we see that his demise was in the Venus Antardasha, which is his 12th Lord, and Atmakaraka is in the 11th house, which has 3 houses to the Navamsha Lagna. This is giving a person who is writing a lot. So here we have a person who is a teacher or a lawyer. He's earning from some economic or masters, because 11 from Arudha Lagna. In the Navamsha we have this ability for being into sports, but also into law and politics because of that Sun, Jupiter and Moon. And in the Dashamsa, which shows the exact circumstances in our office or our surrounding environment, this shows that Sun, Mercury and Jupiter are in the Lagna, which is giving the high skill, and the skill again, because of 10th Lord, it is translating into work. And this is again Sun, Jupiter for law and politics, and Mercury for sportsmen. On this chart we are learning also the Vargotam, because this Venus, Mercury and Sun, they are in the same degree. So in the Rasi, Navamsha and Dashamsa they are in the same sign of Scorpio. So even if they are in this Graha Yuddha or war, then because of this Vargotam, this is making it less problematic for him. If you find this video valuable so far, please click the thumbs up. It helps me with the algorithm to make my videos more visible in the platform. Also subscribe if you like to get a notification about upcoming videos. Now let's go back to these lawyers. So far we did lawyer who was a politician, we did lawyer who was also a sportsman and into an economy. Now we have lawyer who was also a swindler, and this is William Walsh. So in this chart we again have Arudha Lagna related to Jupiter, which is showing working with the law, but then we have a 4 malefics aspecting that Arudha Lagna, which can afflict the image of the person, and especially here the main culprit would be the Rahu. Rahu is aspecting Arudha Lagna, which is giving the scandals, and the sign of Rahu will show in which field these scandals may occur, and here this is in Gemini, which shows that they will be related to money, and he was involved in a lot of scandals, and he was dealing basically with the real estate, and there were a lot of schemes where he was especially manipulating with the deals of people, and that has given him a bad reputation. So if we are analyzing the lords, we have 10th Lord in the 4th house, which shows money from properties. We have these malefics on 3rd and 9, which shows the deals. We have this 5th Lord, which is Rahu and Saturn, which shows speculations. And to the Jupiter we have 4th houses, so the speculations are about the property, and they are in the 9th house, so this is like a big occasion when he is risking, because the Rahu and Saturn are showing these risks. And this Rahu and Saturn are in the 6th from the Moon and the Atmakaraka and the Sun, so this is also how he is fighting, and therefore he is incurring all these problems. In the Dashamsa we have the 7th Lord Mercury, which is aspected by Jupiter, so we have this financial thing, we have this law, and then we have also 8th Lord, which is showing other people money in the 7th house of Gemini, which is of the partnership or clients, Mercury related to finances, so he's dealing with other people money. And then we have this Mars and Ketu Pisacha Yoga on his Trikona to Dashamsa Lagna, which is giving also this theft or bad reputation. In this example we see that many malefics are aspecting the Arudha Lagna. There is this Jupiter, so he started as a lawyer, and then it's somehow because of the 9th house of dharma and deals, especially Rahu giving the scandals in the sign of Mercury, so financial scandals. Also very important point, the 3rd house of deals, and the 12th has this parivartana, so this is like the deals are disappearing, or there are some expenses related to those deals. So this is probably also this Dainya parivartana is showing how he is managing that he is investing in new deals all the time. And also we see the same parivartana is in the Dashamsa of the chart of work between the 7th and the 4th, which is showing also this exchanging of deals related to properties are all the time happening in his career life. So after this scandalous person, we have Rudolf Olden, who was also a lawyer, but he is on the periphery when it comes to ethics. He was well-known voice in the political debate. He was very much into the human rights and one of the first voices and alert the world to the treatment of Jews in the Germany, and also he was very much against Hitler. He had to escape first to Czech Republic, then to France. Ultimately, he was killed when the bomb hit the U-boat. He was escaping with his wife or partner at the time to US. He couldn't escape. This is quite interesting, but also tragic chart. Here we have a Jupiter in Lagna, which gives high truthfulness. We have 9th Lord exalted Mars and a 4th Lord exalted, which is giving the high purity and high dharma. Arudha Lagna will be in Sagittarius, which is again touched by Jupiter, so we have this low, and Moon Mercury is there, which is showing the human rights, and he also was a journalist, so this is the exact yoga for journalism. We have this Lagna Lord in 6th house with the 9th Lord in 6th house, Mars, Sun. So Mars is exalted. The best position of Sun is the 6th house, so he was like a fighting, he was like rebelling, revolting. 9th Lord in the 6th house. Also the 10th Lord in the 5th house may give a lot of enemies, and the Moon, Venus, it's showing passionate activist. The Venus is the planet for activism. He died in Rahu Moon. Moon is again 12th Lord in the Navamsha Lagna, so everything is working fine. Jupiter Mercury, which shows that he's writing, he's publishing his ideas, is aspecting the 10th house of work or his income. So on this chart we see that 10th Lord in the 5th house may bring a lot of enemies regarding the career life of the person. So we had the lawyer who was politics, we had the lawyer who was also a sportsman, then we have the swindler, then we have the lawyer who was also a human rights and the politics, and the last one was the Sid Sheinberg, who is a lawyer, but he's very much into entertainment business. In fact, we are able to watch Spielberg movies because of him, because he introduced Spielberg to the Hollywood. Let's see his chart. We know that for entertainment we need the Rajas Yoga, and we have Arudha Lagna with the Mercury and Venus, so this is working nicely. This is aspected by exalted Moon, which is giving the fame. The Moon is also aspecting the Lagna. Upapada is in Taurus also, which shows that he was having a one marriage to the actress. Moon is exalted in the Upapada, also aspecting that by the Mercury and Venus. 10 from Moon, again Saturn in own sign, which is giving results of Venus. Venus is with Mercury, so he's working in that entertainment sector. Interestingly, like the Miguel, the second chart, he has also a 10th Lord exalted in the 8th house, which is dealing with the resources of other people. And the 10 from Moon is related to Saturn, 5th house. This is 11 from the 7th, so this is the income of others. So these people may be doing things like finding jobs for other people, like for a Spielberg. And this is especially so if the person is also having yoga for feeding others, like Annapurna Yoga, Moon and Venus. So he has that yoga in the Navamsha Lagna and in the Dashamsa Lagna. In the Navamsha he has 10th Lord Venus with Jupiter, so this is showing both low and also working in an entertainment. In the Dashamsa he has Jupiter in the 6th house, which is again showing the low, and Venus, Moon are in the Navamsha Lagna as a 10th Lord. So this is showing that this is also his work, because the 10th is one of the artha kona in the Lagna, which is producing the fame for the person. Navamsha is definitely right. He was married in 1956 to Lorraine Gary. In the Dasha of Mars Moon, Mars is in the 7th house and Moon is loading the 7th house. So Navamsha is definitely right. So on this example we are learning about the 8th and 5th houses, and also how the Moon and Venus yoga is giving person who can give jobs to others. And if you are curious what your Dashamsa look like and how to analyze it, then we can schedule a consultation for you. Just hit me up with the email below. Okay guys, so that's gonna be it from me. I hope you find this analysis of these lawyers interesting and informative. If you do, please click the thumbs up, subscribe for more, and see you in the next one.